Origins: the soldier without a war. Before he was Agent 1, he had a name, a past, a home. But those things burned away long ago, lost in the fires of a war that never should have happened. Born on Draken 5, a world ravaged by a civil war spanning centuries, he never knew peace. From the moment he could hold a weapon, he was thrust into battle. As a child soldier, he learned the brutal art of survival not through training, but through blood, loss, and sheer will. His world was one of constant violence where hesitation meant death, and mercy was a weakness none could afford. By 16, his battalion had been wiped out. He should have died with them, but fate had other plans. Captured, not as a prisoner of war, but as merchandise, he was thrown into a new hell, gladiatorial slavery. Traded and sold across the galaxy, he became a spectacle pitted against cybernetically enhanced war beasts, elite mercenaries, and other enslaved fighters in underground arenas. Each match was meant to be his last, but he refused to fall. He fought, endured, and became the undefeated champion, a living weapon forged in blood and steel, until the IASD came for him. Recruited by the IASD, during a high-risk infiltration mission, Agent 0 had been sent to dismantle the very syndicate that owned him. By the time she burned their network to the ground, only one survivor remained him. Unlike most rescues, he did not see them as saviors. Freedom, to him, was an illusion. His existence had been carved into warfare and servitude. But IASD saw more than a gladiator. They saw potential, a soldier without a war, a weapon without a master. They gave him a choice: rot in the past or fight for something greater. He chose to fight. Through IASD training, he excelled in tactical enforcement, surpassing every recruit in the past 50 standard cycles. His proficiency in high-risk assault, heavy weapons, and close-quarters combat made him the perfect enforcer for the agency's most dangerous missions. But there was only one agent he was ever assigned to protect. The shadow guardian of Agent 0 worked alone. But that didn't mean she was unprotected. Wherever she went, Agent 1 was never far behind. She played the bait. He played the executioner. When she let herself be taken, he infiltrated from the outside in tracking her signal, watching from the darkness. He never intervened, too soon, never close enough to expose her, but always close enough to strike when the time came. He was the firepower to her subtlety, the storm to her silence. When she needed an extraction, he was the one who tore through enemy lines. When the traffickers set a trap for her, he was the one who turned it against them. Where she disappeared into shadows, he loomed over them, waiting to bring the hammer down. Personality, combat style, unbreakable focus. He doesn't hesitate, doesn't flinch, doesn't lose control. Every move is calculated, every strike precise. Heavy weapons expert. If it can explode, shoot, or obliterate, he knows how to use it better than anyone. Close quarters combat mastery. Unlike Agent 0's fluid, evasive combat, Agent 1 is brute force incarnate. He fights to overwhelm, to crush, to finish battles before they start. Loyal, but distant. He protects Agent 0, but he knows better than to get too close. She's the ghost. He's the shadow. That's how it has to be. Why he fights unlike Agent 0, he remembers his past. He remembers the faces of his fallen comrades, the screams of children forced to fight, the cages he once called home. He fights so that no one else will know that life. He fights because freedom has a cost and he's willing to pay it. He is the sword behind the shield, the executioner of the wicked, the ghost who never leaves Agent 0's side. And when the time comes to strike, Agent 1 is the last thing the enemy will ever see.